Hi, everybody, and you're very welcome along to episode 5 of season 5 of our Keep It Simple series all about property. Now, again, I just want to touch on the new legislation, the specific part of it, because I've had a lot of worried landlords onto me. They're panicking, really wondering, oh, are they, they big, are they small, and what's the difference? And, what exactly does the legislation entail at the moment? But remember, it's not fully bedded down yet. But basically, the smaller landlord will be classified as only between 1 to 3 residential rental properties, whereas the larger landlord would have four or more residential rental properties. So the smaller landlord, they has more flexibility, but there are limitations. So basically, he or she can have no fault evictions, but only in 2 specific cases. The first one really is where there's genuine hardship. For example, if the landlord loses their primary income and they need to sell or move back into the rental property, and then, or say they might have medical or financial difficulties, making it unfeasible to continue letting. But just bear in mind that these both must be proven with documentation to the RTB, the Residential Tenancies Board. And the second clause, if you like, is use by the immediate family. So it could be the landlord, the spouse, the child, the parent, genuinely needs the property to live in. Just remember that all here, though, just bear in mind that any false claims, there could be penalties. So the larger landlord, then, I suppose there are much stricter rules in the sense that the larger landlords, this is where the tenants' protections are prioritised. And I suppose the government would feel that, they have greater personal resilience, that they're not totally reliant on each individual property, if you like that. So they're held to higher standards, really, particularly for tenant protection. So basically, no fault evictions are banned really for the larger landlords. So unless a landlord cannot move a tenant on or evict a tenant unless they have a defined legal reason, if the tenant is in breach of non-payment of rent, antisocial behaviour, the major renovations where the tenants cannot stay in the property, it has to be vacant, or if the landlord intends to sell. But obviously, these will all be closely monitored. So basically, that's the difference really between the larger landlord. The smaller landlord, more flexibility, with the no fault eviction. Larger landlord effectively banned, just to try and prevent, if you like, the larger landlords, the corporates, the investors coming in, maybe who are trying to raise rents, maybe, or sell on properties. So it's really, as I say, to try and protect the tenants. So if you found that useful, a comment or a like would be really, really appreciated.